There are many ways to manage conflicts, but only one way to reach agreement. Different people use different styles to manage conflict in different situations. In this episode, we are going to discuss 5 major styles of dealing with conflict, and then we will reveal the one way to reach agreement.
Welcome to Mike and Crystal Podcast. This is where family meets faith and fun. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our future episodes. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Mike and Crystal Podcast.
5 ways to manage conflict. Number 1, competing. What do we mean by competing?
Competing is imposing your solution, imposing your idea on the other party. Normally, competing can be used on children because you don't really need their opinion most of the times.
Younger ones?
Yeah, like young children.
Yeah.
You can use your competing because that's where, as a parent, you tell them what to do, they follow what you want to be done.
They don't need to understand.
Yes, they don't really need, you don't need really to negotiate with them what needs to be done. You just say, no, don't do that, and they don't do it. This is what you do. So it's when you impose the solution.
Yeah.
In the army, for example, there is no time to start negotiating with the team. So the commander or the leader just says what needs to be done and everybody obey orders.
Yeah.
It's needed when lives are in danger. When lives are in danger, you just
Follow the rules.
follow the rules. The leader just says this is what we do.
Yeah.
Because there's no really time to start negotiating solutions. But in marriage, it doesn't always work to use this kind of style of managing conflict. Some people are just naturally like that. They come with the idea, they believe in the ideas, and they kind of impose it to the other party. It can be even the wife doing it to the husband or the husband doing it to the wife. And they get the result they get. It is managing the conflict.
Get the result?
Yeah, they get the result they get. Thus, I'm not saying a good result or bad result. I'm just saying they get whatever they get.
Yeah.
They impose their solution, and it's up to each person to what we are talking about here is we are not saying the best way to manage conflict.
We're just saying what we know out there exists.
Different ways of managing conflict. There will not necessarily be agreement, but the conflict will be managed because one person came and said, this is what we are doing. So that is the first one.
Yeah. The second one is avoiding. What do we mean by avoiding?
Yes. Avoiding, as the word says, avoiding is when you avoid confrontation or conversation altogether.
Yeah.
Like some people are not comfortable with confrontation. So even when they don't agree, they just say yes. They just say yes to avoid any confrontation, to avoid problems.
As we say, to keep the peace.
To keep the peace. So in their heart, they are against the decision, but they just say yes to avoid any further conversation. So this way of managing conflicts it affects motivation. When people say yes without really agreeing or joining the leader or joining the idea, they are not really motivated.
Yeah.
They just do it for the sake of doing, but they are not with you. It's not their idea, so they don't buy into it. So in marriage or in relationships, the one side keeps saying yes, and the side that thinks that they are stronger in the relationship, they keep bringing ideas. And that's not agreement. It's simply one side is avoiding. Again, we are not saying that's the best way. We're just saying it is one of the ways people manage conflict. So the second one is avoiding. Some people are naturally like that.
They avoid confrontation.
Yes, and some people choose to be like that because of the way the other side is.
Yeah.
And most of the times, a competing partner produces an avoiding partner. So if you always impose your solution and the other person just doesn't want problems, they will always just say yes.
Yeah. Number 3, accommodating.
Accommodating.
What do we mean by that?
Accommodating is give up before consideration. So it may sound like avoiding. It's not avoiding. The person who avoids doesn't even start the conversation.
They don't even say anything.
Yes.
They don't even express anything. They just say yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Accommodating is going to the solution before even you ask questions. So, yeah, you agree with the solution before even you question it, before even you consider if it's right or not. Most of the time, it is when you trust the person who brings the idea so much, you just say, oh yeah, let's just do it, because you trust the source. You trust the other side that, yeah, when they say something, it must be the right way. You just trust the other party. So most of the times in couples, we do accommodating because of trust, like with the good heart. Does it always bring good results? Not necessarily, But if you trust your spouse's choices, they may say, oh, we are going to the seafood restaurant tonight, and even if you don't feel like eating seafood, you think they always get it right most of the time. Maybe I may like seafood tonight, but you don't really like seafood, but you just say yes because you trust their choice. So that is the third way that normally we respond to conflict, or we manage conflict. Yeah.
So do you think that can generate a sense of entitlement? Because
definitely, yeah. What do you think? I think it can generate some kind of entitlement for the side that always brings ideas that are always accepted, or most of the times accepted.
Yeah.
They may think that always there will be, the idea should be accepted, because they always have good ideas. And if you try to challenge their ideas once, why are you challenging me today? It has been 5 years, it's been 10 years we are together. You never challenged my ideas. So it creates a sense of entitlement. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, number 4 is compromising.
Yes.
So what do we mean by that?
Compromising, again, it's different from accommodating.
It seems like to be like the one people use most of the time. Like
even people encourage compromising. You will hear most of the time talking
compromise.
Compromise. What is compromising? Compromising means I don't get what I want, but I meet you halfway, or I just let it go. I just give up. I give up. That's compromising. I give up, even though I may try to ask questions, and then I feel I get to a place where I just give up. So compromise is giving up. Is
it negative though? Because giving up sounds negative. I think compromising might be one of the, it works. I think it works sometimes.
There is a reason why people encourage compromising. Yeah. Is it always the best way? No, I don't think so. I think compromising, it simply means you give up. So you can give up for a good cause, or you can give up simply because you're not strong enough to keep fighting, or there are so many reasons why we compromise.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best. I'm just saying
the worst.
Nobody gets really what they want. That's the problem with compromising. You don't really get.
But they willingly says, that's fine. I'm just
gonna go. But people don't always compromise willingly. Okay, maybe willingly, but they don't. The problem with compromising is you don't get what you wanted. Like you don't get to the solution. You don't get to the satisfaction. You compromise. You give up before you get to the solution, and that's the only side of compromising that is not good. I don't think it's the best solution to compromise, but it is used a lot. We use it a lot. So if it works for you, use it. But it's not my best solution, compromising. I'm not a big fan of compromising. And I will tell you why. Listen to me, I'll tell you why.
Okay. The 5th one is collaborating.
This is my best one.
Okay. What does that mean?
Yeah, I love...
This is his best.
Yeah, this is my best way of solving.
Why is it the best?
This is my best way of managing conflict.
Yeah,
it's better than compromising. because you don't just give up. It's better than accommodating. It's better than competing. It's better than all the rest. Because this one asks the question, why? So when somebody brings an idea, you ask. When your spouse or your colleague at work brings, or your boss or whatever brings an idea, you ask them why. In a polite way, necessarily. It's not like you are not fighting back. You're just asking the reason behind it. In another language, they call it integration. Integration. Why? Because you ask each other questions. Why are you suggesting what you are suggesting? Why are you thinking the way you are thinking? And then you try to find a solution that answers to the why, that satisfies the why. It satisfies all the parties. It is not compromising. It reaches a conclusion that satisfies both parties.
Okay.
For example,
go ahead.
For example, on Friday evening, my wife and I want to go out, but I want to go watch a movie, and my wife want to go to a restaurant to eat. So she want to go to have a dinner. I want to go and watch a movie. We can have dinner at home, then go watch a movie, or we can watch a movie. We can have dinner outside and come watch a movie at home. All those things are possible, but we need to reach a conclusion. We are going for a movie. You are going for dinner, and we start that conversation around 5, and everyone is suggesting, I want a movie, I want a dinner, I want a movie, I want dinner. And around 6, we find out that I still feel like we need to watch a movie. She still feels like we want to go for dinner. So when collaborating comes in, collaborating now, compromising is me to say, oh, babe, I love you so much. We're just going for dinner. That is compromising. I give up. We go to do what she wants. Collaborating is we forget about the dinner. We forget about the movie. We ask each other a question. Why are we suggesting what we are suggesting? What exactly are we looking for? And I may say, I just want to spend time with you tonight. You see? And she will say, oh, I just wanted us to go out and be together, only the two of us, and leave the kid at home. Okay. You can start seeing that we are now looking at the why. It's not about the movie. It's not about the dinner. We're now looking at what is causing us to think the way we are thinking. And then we say, okay, if it's not a movie, it is not a dinner, we all want to leave the house, we all want to be together. How about let's go and have a walk in the park and just have a chat? We will buy some things and we can eat together and just sit down and have a chat, and we can come up with something completely different. We may go somewhere, take a takeaway, hold it in our hands, walk in the park, spend time together, laugh, share memories, come back home. We all found what we're looking for. We are both satisfied because we all wanted to leave the house, but the solution was not the movie or dinner. The solution was leave the house, leave the kid behind, and spend time together. This sounds like a simple solution, but it may come in so many different ways. If we ask each other questions, why are you suggesting what you are suggesting? And you can get to a place where you come to a conclusion that satisfies both of you. It's not compromising because you get what you wanted. The why is satisfied. Compromising is you go against the why simply for the benefit of the other person or for a greater cause. That is compromise. Is it wrong? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there are ways of managing conflict. My favorite one is collaborating. It takes work. It takes work to collaborate because you value each other's opinion.
Yeah.
You value each other's perspective, where they are coming from and why they're suggesting. It takes skills to implement it because you need to be fast in decision making. You need to be fast to catch the why and all that. All that people may just say, I just prefer to compromise, or I just prefer to do whatever. It's okay. There are all ways of managing conflict. You pick whatever works for your marriage, or whatever works in your office, or whatever works in your relationships. There are all ways to solve issues. Yes, to manage conflict.
However, to reach agreement, you need one important ingredient.
Yes.
Agreement is when the heart says yes, not just your lips, like your
Yes.
heart. Like you say yes from your heart.
Inside.
And for you to be able to agree, even if you're not satisfied by the result, you need humility.
Humility.
So
Humility
Humility
is
is
the
the key.
only way to reach agreement. Humility can be implemented in all those places that we all those styles or ways to reach agreement. But humility is when in your heart you say, my ideas are not always the best, or my way is not the way.
yeah.
You tell yourself in your heart that it's better to lose a battle but win the war. In marriage, that's the whole concept. This is one battle. If I lose now, there is a bigger picture. There is a bigger purpose. There is a bigger cause, which is my marriage. I can lose this battle now, but I'm winning the war. My marriage is the war. Humility is when you accept that you are not always on the right side of the argument, and you are not always right, and it's necessary to listen to the other side.
Yeah.
That's the only way to reach agreement. So agreement is when the heart says yes, not when the lips says yes. We can say yes with our mouth all the time, and our heart is just, I'm not with you. I'm not with you. And it's dangerous in marriage when we say yes with our lips, without saying yes in our heart, inside. It's dangerous because it keeps building up, and one day to just explode. People just change. You see someone behaving in a way that you could never imagine they will behave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your marriage is bigger than you.
it is.
A dream marriage happens when both spouses are ready to humble themselves and lose the battle but win the war.
Yeah.
So you'd rather lose the battle than lose the war.
Yes.
So remember, your marriage is bigger than you.
Yes. You can lose some battles but win the war, which is the whole marriage.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future episodes. Okay? And remember, when family is healthy, the nation is healthy. Bye.